Shalom, all praises, glory, and honors due to Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and teachers of GMS and the like-minded men who are not part of GMS but are pushing the same doctrine as GMS, because GMS have the 100% truth. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is making it manifest what group, what Israelite group are pushing the truth. You know, when it comes to the MOTB, when it comes to all the prophecies. You know, but specifically the MOTB and other prophecies, you know. So, you know, and again, a hearty shalom to the elect men, women, and children of Israel maybe listening. It's just a quick lesson. Just a quick piece of information that I've seen in Zero Edge. As the headlines say, let's get straight to it. It reminded me of the Murph going. So from Babylon and specifically, you know, all around the world from these wicked nations. Zero Hedge, yeah, it's dated September the 7th, 2021. Yeah, UK sales flatlining as rebellion against Vanessa passes grows. Yeah, ticket sales for events in the UK that could require Vanessa passes are flatlining. Let me look into this word flatlining. Flatlining, I looked it up earlier. It says, fail to increase, remain static. You know, so the share of the so more definitions from flatline. Reference to the continuous straight line displayed on the heart. That's not relevant. Yeah, so basically in this context, it's failed to increase, remain static. So, you know, the mirth has gone. So let me just quickly hit the scriptures. Go to the scriptures to prove the point. You know, here we go to Isaiah 24 and 11. Let me just get my Bible app. Here we go. Isaiah 24. There we go. Now, these are the small examples. Like here we are. Isaiah 24 and 11. I'll start from 10 actually. The city of confusion is broken down. That's Babylon. That's America as it is now. We've seen the elder Holybibledefenders from the Baltimore camp put a video out today. It's put it in action. Lord's will I can put it in the description box about the zombies in Philadelphia. Yeah, that was a heavy video, man. So the city of confusion is broken down. Babel, America. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. You know, so we're going to see the jobs being lost as we've seen over the past 18 months. They're going to get lost even more and more. You know, people are going to lose their jobs left, right, and centre. The middle class is going to be taken out, and it's just going to be poor folk because it's gone, it's finished. You know, and it's on its, you know, it's on its dying legs, as the scriptures have said, prophecies have said. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. And that's the point. I want to just go into this word, the mirth. Joy is gone, the mirth. Here we are.
Strong's H 4885. Masos.
Exaltation, joy, rejoicing. You know, going out and partying and reveling and stuff. Yeah, and this is what's flatlining, according to the industry insiders, as the rebellion against the onerous system grows. You know, rebellion, I'm just going to that second or just 15 actually. Because that is a form of sedition. Sedition does mean rebellion of a form. Let me just, here we are. Second address 15, 14, isn't it? Here we are, yeah, 16. But there shall be sedition, so second address 15, And start at 14 actually. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. As you can see, all over the world there's destruction, and there's people standing up and fighting against another. There's protests every week, and whether it's Australia, whether it's France, whether it's over here in England, the US. And when it hits the US, because of the gun ownership over there, it's going to pop off, man. Simple as all the prophets have said, and the elders and the apostles have said. For the sword and their, it's 15, second just 15:15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Where there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So we got. Let me look at this word sedition. Let's get it into the normal. Here we are. I got it earlier. So sedition, a conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch, and this is what this article is talking about. As the rebellion against the onerous system grows. So it's gonna, these seditious acts of rebellion all start with voices, and then it's gonna slowly build up where people are standing and fighting against another, Egyptian against Egyptian. Isaiah 19, second just 15, which is coming out more and more, because that's the time, isn't it? Really and truly, it's happening. All these scriptures are happening. So let me just continue this article. Or the prophecies happening that are in the scriptures, like I should say. The government has asserted that it will continue to pursue the policy despite multiple warnings that it will create a two-tier society and put countless venues out of business. So they're going to continue. The devil's going to come down with great wrath because he knows he's got. Rejoice ye heavens, and I'm going to actually get that. I'm not going to butcher it. Revelation 12:12. 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. And as the article has just said, the government has asserted that it will continue to pursue the policy despite multiple warnings that it will create a two-tier society and put countless venues out of business. Because at the end, that's their agenda. For we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, because he wants to put people in a strait and difficulty in situations where they're totally reliant on him. If we've got because that's what they want, full control at the end of the day. And it all comes down to the Revelation 13:16-18, the MOTB. That's what it comes to. That's where the end goal is aiming for them. But as Job 5:12 and Job 20:23, they will be thwarted in their endeavors. In fact, I'll get that in a bit actually. So I get that now. I'm all over the place, but I did have a few scriptures in, but then then I've got to go to these scriptures because I've quoted them. These weren't on the list that I had, but I'm going to quote it. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. So they're not going to achieve the purpose. They're not going to achieve the goal that they think that they control, because they're not. Man's goings are of the Lord. Yahweh Shai controls everything. And this is what's going to happen. Job 20:22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. So he's looking, so Esau and the heathen, them, Esau and the Amalekites and all them, Esau, the so-called white man, they basically looking to put people in straits, but in the end, he's going to be in straits, and all these people, because the Most High deals with nations. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. That word wicked has been gone into many times. It means the labourer, the workers, not the actual wicked as described in Malachi 1:4. It means the workers, the general workers, as in the 2/3 and The labourers, yeah, because obviously the 1/3 aren't going to go out there fighting. Simple as. When he is about to fill his belly, Job 20:23. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So, him in this country and all over the world, because we see it happen in Australia and all different parts of the world, they're going to continue to push and push and push, but they're not going to achieve the purpose, as the scriptures have said. Right. So continue with the article. From the end of the month, so end of September, people seeking to enter a nightclub in the UK will have to prove that they have been twice jabbed. Yeah. Proof of negative test will no longer be accepted, despite the fact that vaccinated people can still carry and pass on the ting. With nightclubs operating at a net profit margin of, this is going to the jobs, Ecclesiastes 12, 12 and 4. With nightclubs operating at a net profit margin of 15%, and with around 25% of the young adults in the UK remaining unvaccinated, the industry faces potential financial ruin. Ecclesiastes 12, and the door shall be shut in the streets. So the nightclubs are finished, mate. And everything's finished in this society anyway, but it's a little by little process, as the scriptures say. The grinding is low. When the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of the music shall be brought low. We know the music industry's finished anyway, but, every little bit by little bit, all these industries are being taken out. The elites think they're in control, or the so-called elites think they're in control. Esau and all the elite banking families think they're in control, but they're not, because Yahweh Shai is. Simple as. The scheme is also expected to cover all venues where crowds of over 500 people gather, which includes some of London's larger West End theatres. So, I'm just going to this article here we are seeing a lot of pushback from people who don't want to come and have to show their status on entry. The Telegraph, going to a quick Telegraph article. Vanessa passports for theatres will be nail in coffins. So it goes into what we just read, Isaiah 24. Sound of the grinding is low, the mirth is gone. Sorry, so like I butchered that, so I'm going to read that again. Isaiah 24 and 11. There's crying for wine in the streets, all the joy is darkened, the mirth of the land is gone. And that's what's going to happen. Slowly but surely, and eventually it's all going to go. And the system's going to get taken out by Yahweh Shai when Yahweh Shai comes back. And that's it. The kingdom is here, as we read in the scriptures. So it's just a matter of being patient and enduring to the end. Lord's will, that's our lot. And because at the end of the day, until that point, this is what we're going to be having. I'll finish off with this. Proverbs 29, isn't it? 29 and 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And the people are mourning all over the world right now, because of what's happening, because of what they're being subjected to. Go back into this article. Yeah, because I think there's a bit interesting bit here that I've seen earlier. Here we are. Yeah, Zero Hedge article. Numerous major European countries have also been rocked by weeks of protests and rioting, again, going to sedition, against the measures, while many businesses in France have simply stopped enforcing them. So that's 2nd Andrews 15 and 14, isn't it? Yeah. So they're not going to regard their kings or princes. So I hope that piece of information was informative. Added a few scriptures to it. Lord's will, it got to the point. And I was a bit over the place, but Salaki if I was. So Adawan Raftazah. I got the point across by the will of Yahweh Bashim Yoshai. So Salakia, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Racha Kodash. Shalom.